I suppose the head of NASA should step down anytime an experimental rocket blew up. Because that is what a lot of people do not seem to understand. These are not rockets that Elon Musk is selling. These are rockets that he is pushing to the absolute limit so that the teams can be prepared for anything. If there were people inside, or it was a faulty rocket that was purchased, I still do not think that Mr. Jones would have a point. These are 3 false comparisons. Well, maybe false comparisons is not the technical term. They are false equivalencies. Either way, in all of these cases, people are risking themselves, not others. We only recently found out what was in the China virus vaccine, and the side effects thereof. What could be in the measles vaccine? Especially since these companies cannot be prosecuted for their drugs. A lot of health problems are with your diet. But these companies make more money by selling drugs. Let me break Mr. Pet's baloney down a bit. Even if you count those who actually engaged in violence, a very nebulous term under the circumstances, their sentences were commuted, not pardoned. If President Trump really was on Putin's side, why did he not initiate an attack under President Trump? And if our so-called allies want us to pay for everything, they are not allies. That transgender cookbook in Middle Eastern Sesame Street fed so many poor people. What is wrong with the states and cities controlling education? And maybe if green energy was profitable, it would not need to be propped up. The foreigners are paying tariffs. Let the states control the parks. And as long as they are not indoctrinating children or stealing opportunities from girls, these men can pretend to be women all day long. The executive departments serve at the behest of the president. I have had to fire people who would not do their jobs, or tried to undermine me. Well, since the price of eggs and fuel is going down, I am not sure what his point is, because letting the states keep the money and letting them control the money is exactly the same thing as letting children starve. Mr. Pet just loves his baloney. The biggest polluters in the world are China and India. But a lot of regulations in America are nonsensical. Obama's own EPA said that the Keystone XL pipeline was better for the environment. People cannot collect rainwater on their own land. Mining for precious metals is somehow harmless, but digging for coal is dangerous. And do not get me started on ghost frogs. This is just one more thing that should be done by the states. If even done at all, those were probably broken already, and the powers that be hid those flaws by turning them to the back. Now we can make new ones that do their job, assuming they were all needed. Things are not always as they appear. All the people have to do is the job that they are paid to do, and be loyal to America rather than the deep state. After that, the tough cuts will come. Take the Department of Education, for example. The fired bureaucrats can work at the state level. After all, the states now have more work to do and need the manpower. Unless you believe that only the federal government can handle education. If you look at the top left corner, Mr. Jones is perpetuating the lie that Musk or Trump want to make buying a Tesla car mandatory. Aside from this, Mr. Jones also imagines Nazis around every corner. His party has more in common with National Socialists than President Trump or Elon Musk, if you're being honest. Just more Musk derangement syndrome. It would be more embarrassing to drive a BMW, a car that was created by the Nazi Party. Liberals loved so-called green cars like Teslas for years. It is only their Musk derangement syndrome that has gotten in the way. Also, if it was conservatives who were torching cars from a liberal company, CNN and the rest of the fake news would not shut up about it. And Democrats in Congress would be denouncing it. As it stands, since it is Tesla and Elon Musk, they must stand on the sidelines and not condemn it. Cackling Kamala will probably try to help bail them out of jail, because unless it is done on the federal level, education cannot exist. Private schools have been doing the job just fine for years. The problem is unions and red tape, both of which hinder students. Maybe the 50 laboratories of democracy can do better. And do not worry, kid. As long as we live in a republic without speech codes, elections will be held for years to come. Let us look at this annotation first. If you actually calculate this out, that is roughly 2 people a month. 250,000 illegals crossed the border in 2023. Therefore, false arrests account for roughly 0.0008%. That is actually a pretty good rate. Either way, notice that it is an arrest. It is merely a day in court. I have been falsely accused before, and it is not fun. But there was never any evidence to start a case. And I am sure that it is not pleasant for these 2 people a month either. But sadly, we do not live in a perfect world. However, you can just show a birth certificate in court and prove your identity in less than 5 minutes.